Let's go, baby. Let's go. The darkness, the blackness. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. The greatest show on earth, in my humble opinion. The most impactful, the most influential, the most amazing show on the interwebs. Shout out to everybody here on the live. We love you. We appreciate you. And we care about you. Nano, having a huge move to the upside. Nano, a free coin to move. Phantom up, Atom up, ADA up, AVAX up. We're getting some movement in these altcoins. They do not care about Bitcoin. People are selling Bitcoin for altcoins right now. I'm telling you right now. Bitcoin took all the money out of the big markets, right? Now it's slumping a little bit because people want to get into the altcoins. People are like, if I don't buy some altcoins now, I'm never going to get in. I'm going to miss out on the greatest prices on earth. So that, to me, is what's happening. That's what's going down. Something's brewing. Let's put some lemon into the water. Let's decalcify that pineal gland. Let's get it moving. Let's get ourselves to another level. Let's go, baby. Let's go. It's the Crypto Lifers. Yes. I even want a little bit of honey, but I forgot where I put my spoon. Drinking local honey, in my humble opinion, prepares you for the spring season, and then you don't have allergies because you've been taking in all the stuff that the bees have been collecting all season long and ingesting it all winter long. So you do what you want, but it makes sense to me to inject local honey throughout the winter time, and that way I'm not one of those people that says, I can't go outside. I mean, you're supposed to be outside on beautiful people. Now there's people that can't go outside. They say they can't be out there, and you might be one of them. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of you. There's people that say they can't go outside. They get too many allergies when they go out. I mean, that's insane. God made us to go outside. Like, it's the beautiful thing to be outside. Anyway. Oh my gosh, I think I'm going down. No, I'm just joking around. Shout out to everybody here. Nano, 38%. Atom up 20%. I gave you the Atom call in the trading group. It was the most obvious one to me. Phantom continuing to take names and kick doors in, and AVAX as well. ADA consistently too. Cardano, Polkadot, the big boys. The big boys are taking some market share. That's what's happening. The money is flowing into the biggins. And that's what happens, everybody. Money flows from let me break it down. Let's talk about this, and we're going to break down Bitcoin in a second and show you what I see happening. Possible chance back to 40K would be a beautiful place to load up. Still fighting the shoulder head, and a right shoulder, though, hasn't given it up. There's a support zone right here that we're sitting on for Bitcoin. Until we lose that, look, bounce. Until we lose that, we're not going. But once we lose that, we are going to drop to 40K. We're sitting at a high volume node. Can we hang on is the question. That's the cliffhanger. We're going to get back to Bitcoin. Don't get me, bonk. I just personally put $5,000 into this coin. Maybe I'll lose it. Maybe I won't. Who knows? I'm going to see if I can make about, I don't know, $3,800 or something. Let's take a look. I'm attempting to make 63% off $5,000. 0.6. It's about, $3,100 off the trade if it plays out. Would like to do it within a week. That's something that I'm doing. So I'm swing trading bonk. I'm being honest about it. I got $5,000 in this coin. I like this setup. It was the hottest thing since sliced bread. Bitcoin dumped and it did nothing. It actually got sideways and consolidated nicely. That's a bull pennant. 68% chance of a break to the upside. You do you. I'll do me. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. I'm an orphan out here, all right? I got no mom and dad, all right? Seriously. No, I had a mom and dad, but now I don't. But it's kind of weird to say, you know what I mean? I'm swimming out here in the ether all by myself, baby. It's just me and my wife and kids and my sisters. But, you know, God bless my parents. They're the best people. I went to bed last night looking at pictures of my mom and dad. You know, and I had the best sleep. I always have a good night's sleep. Like 90% of the time, I have a good night's sleep. I really do. For the last 20 years, since I was 20 years old, I've been having a good night's sleep. I love that. God bless that. I hear people, I can't sleep. I'm like, oh, God. Half the reason I'm here every single day and we have a good stream is because I get a good 7 hours. 8 hours to me is a little much. My body needs about 7. I get into 8, for some reason, I get like kind of cloudy. Does anyone get cloudy when they sleep too much? Or is that just me? It might be, I don't know. Asking for a friend. All right. Hey, the guy's funny over here, but he's not that funny, huh? He just thinks he's funny, and then people laugh at him. Hey. And again, I'm getting Lit Labs, and I've been buying some Lit Labs, and I'm telling you about it. I think it's hot. It's going to be the next big mover, and it's on the low. It's up pretty big from the people who got in super early, but it's still, a quiet little gem, Lit Labs. I also got some other things that I'm looking at. Some people don't like GameSwift. They say it's shady. I believe it, even if it's not amazing, I believe it's speculative enough to give us some gains. We're going to talk about GameSwift in a little while. You might want to write those two things down. Lit Labs and GameSwift. Shout out to everybody here. If you just jumped on into the live and you've never been to my live stream, hit the like button, jump on in. If I came to your house, I would take my shoes off. I would also eat the food if you offered it to me. That's hitting the like button when you come to my house. This is my house. This is my channel. I'm actually in my house, streaming from here. I would love for you to come on into my house. May God bless you for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. You're with the Crypto Lifer. 50,355 subscribers and counting. On our way to 51. On our way to 60. I can smell 100K. Man, I can smell 100K. It's going to be exciting. And cryptocurrency is also going to help us get there. Unbelievable. Shout out to the 602 people on the chat. Didn't even get a chance to see that. 201 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Much love to you and yours if you're out here. All right. One thing I want to do is pop out the chat. Let me get that chat out. Timmy, pop out the chat, Timmy. Let's get it running and going here. I took my shoes off. Thank you. Hit the like button. Take your shoes off. Jump on in. And I used to do top chat. You want to be on live chat. I don't know why they have two separate settings like that. What would that do? What Bitcoin miners or ETFs? Looks good. Yo, Sam, much love. Shout out to Icorizo. Shout out to Flavor. Shout out to everybody who's green who decided to become a member. Shout out to Lifer Adam with the blue wrench. God bless you. Thank you for the love. Love to the Lifers. Scene, please. Interesting. Lifer coming in nice and clear at 1080p. Shout out to Redman. God bless you, brother. Yeah, we're up in the ante. We want to make sure everything looks awesome. I've thought about going to 4K, but there's just no need. Too many people don't need 4K. And you're not going to, you're catering to a smaller group of people with higher res, So amazing they default to top and don't let you choose your default. Yeah, it is kind of weird, right? Why I don't know why they do that. And what is top? Honestly, what is top compared to live? I don't even know. You know what I mean? I don't even know. I like to engage, though, and start a poll here, okay? If you had to, okay? Just if you had to. You gotta bear with me. If you had to. All right. What coin would you sell all your Bitcoin for? And you'd say, I would never sell all my Bitcoin, though. I can't answer this. You have to answer it. All right. Cardano. All right. Solana. Let's just say, what else is another interesting one that really could do numbers? Caspa, all right. Which it's interesting that Caspa gets to get placed up there, but it's got numbers. You know what I mean? And then I almost want to put a coin that I just don't care about. But not what's got a big budding ecosystem? What could be like one of the biggest holders in the game? Oh yeah, AGIX. All right, cool. So if you had to, what coin would you sell? And I have to spell sell and not see. Would you sell all your Bitcoin for? If you had to, what coin would you sell all your Bitcoin for? All right, ADA, Sol, Casper, or AGIX. And I set a poll there. You could just run and click on that poll. Let us know. Interact. We'd love to see you jump on in. 745 people on the live. 258 likes. Let's get those likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. This ain't your average live stream. I already gave you 2 hot coins right off the bat. Most times you have to sit there, click on a video. The guy has to talk, go over a bunch of charts. Those 2 hot coins, go look them up. I'm telling you, they're going to be big. I already told you the coin that I'm in, and I told you I put $5,000 in it. And you'd be like, no, you didn't. You're just, you're full of old shoes. And you'd be like, all right, well, let's go to BONK. All right. And if I were to sell all my BONK right now, every piece of it, I actually have it in a limit order right now. You can see if it sells at the limit order at that 0210002100507, I'm going to make $8,000. All right. 8,400. I'll make $3,400 on the trade if BONK hits the target. All right, it could dump on me too, and I could lose a bunch of money, and everyone will know, oh, Sam lost that BONK money. And it's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm publicly going out there on a limb. It takes a lot of guts to do that. You know what I mean? But it's okay. I'm going to make it. Regardless of what happens, I will survive. I know. My channel will survive. I'll be here 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years from now, and life will go on. You know what I mean? I'll be remembered as the guy that took a shot, the guy that had the guts, the guy that had cojones, the guy that made it happen, the guy that never took a day off. All right? God bless you all for being here. And you guys listen to my spiel and you hear me talk yada, yada, yada all day long. I really appreciate it. I'm learning. All right? I'm learning. I'm learning every day to be better. Okay? I'm going to do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Let's pump JASMY and let's retire now. Let's take a look at JASMY. I haven't looked at it in a second, as I'm just keep you in limbo for Bitcoin, just kind of building up. I mean, JASMY was tight, just like BONK. I put the alert here. It got tight in the zone, tight moving averages, high volume node. You had a gap in the VRVP. Where would you go? To the next high volume node, maybe? Oh my gosh. Look, where do we go? To the next high volume node. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's that simple to trade. Oh my gosh, it actually is. But most people don't do it simple. That's what I found. You could say, hey, walk across the street, you press the button, wait for it to turn this color, walk across the street, and there's still going to be a million people that are going to mess that up. You know what I mean? They're going to wait. I don't know why. You can give the simplest instructions. It's just not going to happen. So anyway, similar with trading. And when the market's hot and things are trending, you take advantage of these pennants. Anytime I see a pennant when the market's hot, I'm in there like swimwear. Look at this. I'm just making gain. It's just simple to me. I don't reinvent the wheel. Tight moving averages. I have a checklist that I'll teach you. If you don't understand what I'm saying, if this still seems like I'm making it sound like smoke and mirrors, all right, come to this class the last Saturday of every single month. This class will blow your mind and is exactly what you need, all right? If you're an expert trader, I believe this class will help you. If you're a beginner, I take you from a candle body all the way through. And even if you're an expert trader, when you watch me teach a beginner, you're going to learn, you're going to internalize so much information. I really believe this class is worth thousands of, I believe this class is worth over $3,000 in my humble opinion. And I could piece it out into like a 4-week session and people would buy it. They really would. And there's been people that have pitched me on it and already showed me how to do it, and it's been insane. And I've continued to give it at the least expensive that I can for my time. I'm telling you right now, this is the last Saturday of every month for $150. Hit the QR code or the link below to the tutoring area, and I'm telling you, it'll blow your mind. I know for thousands of people have written me personal messages, have come to the live stream to send super chats, and have told me that the class has changed their life. They have seen things they never saw before. People from beginners to experts said, I've been trading for 10 years, and it added more insight. People said, I just started and I actually made my first trade after it. Some people say, after the class, I already have applied things and have already been in a profitable trade that I never would have saw had I not taken the class. Excuse me. So unbelievable, the feedback I've gotten. So because I've gotten so much feedback from that class, I know in my heart of hearts, as a person, I could put my life on it, that class will blow your mind and is worth every single penny. Stare you in the face swear, Scout's honor, put everything I have on my life. That class is worth every single penny. If you don't take that class and you truly don't believe you weren't insightfully pushed and you don't have more insight into the charts and you don't know more about the indicators, I'm telling you, they're just, there's a disconnect, it'll blow your mind. Anyway, honestly, I don't make that much money from the class. I'll be honest, not to be rude with with my lifestyle and everything and what I do in my trades. The class really gets you serious, gets you in, $150 is a good amount of money for someone to take it seriously and to do the homework that I teach and to push yourself to the next level, right? And that money will go to good use. I'll put it into more educational classes to help teach more people, into bigger programs, things of that nature. I'll just keep reinvesting it too into more education till it just gets into something insane. We're building a university, the Crypto Lifer University, and it's becoming pretty awesome. Anyway, JASMY is in what's called an uptrending cup and handle. I call these ascending cup and handles. Pretty much a cup and handle, pretty much, just a higher right side than a left side. Showing signs it was already in this to the upside. There was my target. And it's likely that it's going to probably get itself pushed up a little higher to the target at this point. It's in a cup and handle, making a move. And boom, boom. And then, look, I can hit control, grab another one if I want. I like these. This is the price note. You would come down here and grab price note. There's price label, but it's a little smaller. You know what I mean? It's nice, though. It's kind of easier and a little more convenient. But, when you're teaching and you're, showing people things around the world, you want everyone to kind of really see what's going on, Now, once JASMY gets above this level, this is resistance, and you can be like, well, what's resistance? And I can be like, well, right there at 06237. It's just easier for us all to understand what's happening, right? In the charts, above me. Wah! Sorry. Bah! The weatherman. No. Anyway, I'm on one this morning. So if JASMY, and what happened, Tommy, I told you about letting the music slide. Let's get that music up and running. And we're going to put on something hot right now. Something spicy. Something that gets you out of your seat and gets you moving. All right. Update on ALGO, please, boss. To the moon, baby, to the moon. We're done. Every coin to the moon. Everyone have a great day. That was my TA. Is everybody still here? Oh, my God. Shout out to everybody here on the live. So, look, JASMY looks nice to the upside. I like what I'm seeing for JASMY. All right? May come down a little bit more and retest this area, but you've wicked off it a few times, and now you're back above this key support zone. Looking for it to break out. Once it breaches 06237, that looks like a smooth move to the upside for me, for JASMY. Coin I used to really, really appreciate and love until they kind of changed their market. Their market cap out of nowhere. It was $26 million market cap. Next 2 days later, it was a $260 million. They must have released coins or something. Someone's still going to have to explain what happened there. If someone can explain to me what they did, and you were watching the coin at the same time, and you could explain that, was it a glitch on coin market cap? Is that all it was? You know what I mean? But if anyone can explain it to me, I could get back on board. But ever since then, JASMY just has had me a little weary. All right? But I do see a bigger move for JASMY. Wouldn't be surprised if it made a 30% gain in the coming two days. I don't own any. I don't know the people, and none of it. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. All right. Shout out to the lovers of life. This music has me walking, baby. Yeah, baby. I don't know how you do it. Hi, my name is Jason, and I'm going to be your TA instructor today. We're going to go over how I made a bunch of money on MEXC. And I'm the expert leverage trader. Like, dude is unreal, man. Like, God bless you, brother. And may God bless your family and everything. And thank you so much for the support. And honestly, publicly, just like Jason reached out. What a nice person. A lot of people in the industry, man, but I feel a kindred connection to everyone that live streams, especially crypto. And, always willing to talk about God and just push love and positivity, man. We need more of that in the world. And I'm happy you're having more kids because you're going to create more people that are going to be positive and beautiful in the world. So JASMY looks interesting to me. I'm going to get to the Bitcoin update in a second. I'm still dangling it. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me. It is your time, baby. It is your time. Without your time, we do not have a show. Shout out to the 911 people. 911. Wow. 911 people on the stream. God bless you for jumping on in. Let's get those likes all the way up to the watchers. This ain't your average stream. Let's go, baby. Let's keep it moving. Let's go. My energy is just uncontainable sometimes, and I just have to let it out. PYTH. Everyone wants a bit of PYTH. They thought it was the hottest thing since sliced bread. So did I. I wanted in. I got some. We'll see what happens. I didn't go too heavy. A light bag. To me, it did fall out of the channel now. A little more boring. A little less exciting. But we could just say it's in a bigger channel over time if it can get a bounce. Has to keep this higher low from here. It did make a lower low from there. You know what I mean? And it could collapse to zero. These are new coins. You never know what can happen. You know, whenever I'm in a cycle, I tell myself there may be 2 or 3 of my positions. Usually it's not too many. It's happened to me a few times. But there could be a few of my positions that just, you know, actually not do anything they say they're going to do and fall off completely. Not saying they're going to happen for sure, but these are just things that can happen, right? And I prepare for that. You know, I'm called a speculative investor. Like, not everything is going to happen exactly as planned. Hopefully, most things do. Like my Phantom call went exactly as planned. My Cardano call, exactly as planned. My Aave call got in between 60 and 80, went to 500 and above. Even 1,000, right? Got exactly as planned. I got into EGLD when it was $20. It went to $5.40. Basically, you know, pretty much exactly as planned at 25x. I got into Cake at 60 cents. I had no idea it was going to happen. That did a 44x or something, or 50, 60x. It went to $44. That wasn't exactly as planned. That was just way above what was planned. I mean, unbelievable. So many different things have happened to me in my life. SafeMoon, I 100x'd. You know, I mean, I did buy a meme coin hoping 100x. I guess that went exactly as planned, but like, let's be honest, like that doesn't always go, you know. And now it's like embarrassing to talk about 100xing SafeMoon. You know, it was cool back when it wasn't like a piece of garbage coin that was used to buy a bunch of garbage. But anyway, so I want to see PYTH break out of this back to the upside and consolidate. If it see, this is the thing about setting up projections of consolidation. If it does this, I have it. Like I'm even more 90% sure it's going to do what I want. If it falls off, then fine. I don't have to trade it. It doesn't hit my alert. It's you know what I mean? So by setting alerts for projections of a consolidation, I'm able to take advantage of many market moves. And I'm able to get very close to the price action when I feel the need. And I'm never pushed or pulled to get in. I do exactly what I'm feeling. And and because I've done this for so long and for so many times, and I know when to do it and how to do it. And, I look for sentiment. I look for buzz. Like right now, BONK is hot. People like it. There's a new coin called FRONK, we're going to be looking at. And it's people are saying, hey, man, we learned about it yesterday. It could be just a complete garbage rug pull. You never know. Let's be honest. But it's, you got your BONK, you got your FRONK. Some people are trading BONK for FRONK. They've had their win, they had their gains. And I don't own any of this. And it is highly speculative, right? I go to Deck Screener here. This is my favorite site to look at coins of this nature. And I search them here with their hardware, basically that's a contract address there. And so you got BONK and you got FRONK, all right? It's leveling out here too. You can see it's kind of making some type of rounded bottom, which could be somewhat bullish over time. Look for it to make maybe a giant, I wouldn't touch this right now, honestly, and I don't think I'm going to. I did touch BONK. I'm not going into BONK, but I am bringing up FRONK. I'm just going to be watching it every few days and speculate. If this continues to rip, I'm probably going to start. I'll send like $500 to a Phantom wallet, and I'll teach you how to enter the Solana ecosystem. And I'll make a video about this. I'll send this to Jamie. I'll tell my team right now. Jamie, I want to make a video about the Solana ecosystem. Sean too. And I want to, I'll set up a hardware wallet. I'll set up a Phantom wallet. I'll buy Solana. I'll send it. I'll show them how I got Solana to the wallet. I'll take them all the way through the entire process. And I'll buy some of this BONK just as and then I'll show people kind of how you can enter the Solana DeFi ecosystem and what it really is and what's going on. All right. Because I'm sure there's people that want to get in, but they don't know how to get in, and again, I only put what I'm willing to lose inside of stuff like this. It's kind of more almost experimental for me. But I will tell you what, every time I've done something experimental in crypto, it's paid off. So like for instance, when Uniswap first came out, people were like nervous. They were weirded out. And so was I. I mean, what is this? You know, you make this little Fox wallet. I had made a Fox wallet back in 2017. I had CryptoKitties on it. Okay. So I was, who here? Anyone here on CryptoKitties? We have any CryptoKitty fans here? Anyone? I actually still have a wallet that I have to crack open that still holds to this day. I was mating them, like you put them together or breeding them, whatever, and I was making new CryptoKitties, and then I was buying other ones, and I must have had like 20 at one point, 25. There was people, I mean, I wasn't a whale or anything. There was people bigger than me. Do we have anyone here that still owns or was a part of CryptoKitties here that is watching the stream? I just want to see how weirdly OG I am. Kitties breeder right here. This guy, man. Who was breeding kittens with me in 2017? So strange. But this is the facts, man. We shut down the Ethereum chain. We did. It got so out of control. CryptoKitties shut down the chain. You can Google this. I don't know if you can find an article about it back in the day. But this is the type of stuff that used to happen, man. OGs in cryptocurrency. We shut down trains. We weren't sure what was happening to Bitcoin. It was going to go to SegWit 2X. It was going to be Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin. Roger Ver had a strong campaign trying to push over Bitcoin, trying to say he had the real Bitcoin. It didn't work. It ended up falling apart. But he almost had it in a way, you know what I mean? Maybe not. Some people say he never had it, right? I mean, I'm under the impression he never did either, but you know what I mean. Anyway, PYTH is interesting to me. It's a low cap oracle, you know, something like Link. So I would be looking at PYTH, something interesting to pay attention to. And I am in BONK. I'm just, you know, I have talked about it a lot, but I'm in it. And I'm interested to see what can happen. And I'm late. You know, I could have got into BONK down here. I'm just swing trading it at this point. I'm not going to make it a long-term hold or put a bunch of faith in it. And it may continue to boom. Who knows? Near Protocol has been interesting to me. It boomed out the flag, took the bit of that rejection with Bitcoin, but stayed inside the bigger channel. And now you got this bigger channel here I can recycle. Remember, recycle your lines. You know, because you could throw them out and then you just end up in digital, you know, they end up in the digital sea just lying all around. So see how I took the lines from here to here, recycle them. Recycle as many of the lines as you can. You know what I mean? You know, you don't throw your lines away. I mean, there's one that just appeared. I couldn't reuse that one. You know what I mean? It was too squiggly. I didn't know what to do with it. But if you can reuse it, reuse it. You know what I mean? Recycle out here in the digital land. And if you think I'm out of my mind, I am. I hope you caught that. Some people, what does he just say? Did he really just say that? BONK looks good for the long term because the Solana ecosystem booms this bull run. The digital ocean has a floating island of single-use lines. I remember SQUIDGROW, man. Wow, OGs. We got a bunch of OGs here in the space. Bitcoin Cash, Satoshi's Vision. Yeah, remember that? Satoshi Vision, man. You got remember Satoshi Vision BSV though? Like Bitcoin Cash. Oh man. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision BSV, Craig Wright. The whole thing is insane. Anyway, remember, send in a super chat for a deep dive or a coin that you want to look at. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the front here. So the last time I talked about Bitcoin, I was with my trading group. And look, I mean, you got a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder now. That wants to make a move. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Let's take a dump down to 40K, baby. And so I'm calling 40K. 1 hour wants to come down. It's been headed down. It's at its last little point. It wants to hold here. Point of control down to the very area lows. 40K. I'm calling for 40,000. A drop to the downside. Let's go, baby. Let's go. You know, we had a rising wedge here that I drew out. Smaller time frames, I believe, on the 15-minute. Yep. And you can see, and that's a clear head and shoulder pattern. Breaking to the downside. Shoulder, head, and right shoulder. I was looking at this last night for a right shoulder. We did make the right shoulder, but we never got above resistance. You know, previous support becomes resistance. That's so key. And so right here, look, bounce, bounce. Bring it right there. You can see resistance, resistance, resistance. You have to flip 42K to remain bullish. So I said I would remain bearish to the trading group. And I said I'd have a short open with a stop loss above here. You know what I mean? Because we're unable to get above key areas of support or resistance. Tomorrow also is the Fed meeting. Find out what they talk about. We'll see what goes on. Also, when I zoom out a lot, I see a lot of liquidity to the downside here for Bitcoin. Nothing really to the upside that challenges that amount of liquidity. That's at 40,000, 39.5. So 40K to me is the high likelihood of the day. I'm putting a call out for a short to the downside. It's already up since I've talked about the short in my trading group. You'd already be in the short and in the money if you saw the education and used the same exact education that I used to make the call. Okay? So I'm bearish. When I can't get above a key resistance and I see that the Stokes are pointing down, I become bearish again. Now, there's a chance we bounce here, go sideways, turn into something, and then eventually get a push to the upside. Anything is possible. But we have to get above the 200 SMA, 2 on the 15-minute. We got tight without I was able to get back above that. That's also a sign. Like, this was a flag I would definitely play to the upside. Tight moving averages, the 200 SMA below price action. That's on the way, you know. That's a mover. I played that many, many times. There's coins right now that look just like this that look bullish to me. And that's upside down, so it's just likely that we're going to get the move to 40K, 40,000. So, load up our bags. 40K would be a great place to grab some Bitcoin. All right. Right now, we're getting a bit of a bounce for BTC. Let's look at the smallest time frame, like the 7-minute. And what is it conveying here? A little bit of bullish D. Let's look at our 1-minute. Slight bullish divergence. Not really enough for me. Look, you got a slanted shoulder. I've seen these. Look, this is interesting. So you got a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. That will break out. Likely get to the 200 SMA at the same time. Now you have resistance at 41,567. So I'll break this down. If this comes here, resistance, you know what I mean? You even have a resistance here. Just overall bearishness for Bitcoin. Now, could we get a short squeeze back to the upside? Anything is possible for BTC. But overall, you'll follow the trend on Tuesday. Less false moves. And so far, I mean, we have a downward trend playing out for Bitcoin. Okay. Remember, I gave this Adam and Eve double top. 2 days ago, I said, I mean, that's a dump. And look what happened. I mean, these things don't play. You see an Adam and Eve double bottom, it pumps. You see an Adam and Eve double top, it dumps. These are things that are like 90% accurate. We talked about this. We went over this on the live stream too as well. All right. Bitty Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the bigger top-down analysis and see what's happening for Bitcoin and kind of get a look at the healthiness of the bigger time frame. I want to see what the weekly's giving us and break it down. Can you drop the link for last Saturday trade group? Yes, that would be a good idea. Shout out to $0. And let me get the links out too as well for the rest of the stuff. Okay. And they've changed the chat. It's like different. It looks newer and they did something to the chat, which is cool. I'm cool with that. I'm all about upgrades. Like the chat box is a newer looking, cooler, like rounder. I like it. Last few days. Also, YouTube is doing a better job at recommending videos. For me personally, I mean, they are helping me out. They're like, we've recommended more of your videos. I'm like, I noticed. Thank you. I appreciate you doing that. That's the point, right? All right. Shout out to the 1,300 people on the live stream. 33 people. 1,033. 410 people on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. And you can see the places where I'm trading. When I'm adding to Bitcoin, when I'm jumping on in, when I'm hanging out here on this platform, I'm on MEXC. 0 spot maker and taker fee. 0 future maker fee. 0.3% taker fee. When I limit in and out, it's amazing. And market orders on spot. I remember paying, buying $5,000 worth of Bitcoin and spending like $490 in fees on Binance US. It took so much of my money and overcharged me for Bitcoin. Coinbase will do the same. They'll hit you with a fee and charge you more for Bitcoin than everybody else. And you'll be flabbergasted. And when you could have just dollar cost average for free, if it's in your area and available in MEXC, you know what I mean? Unbelievable. So I find that amazing. Let's take a look at the weekly for Bitcoin. We can see we clearly have a beautiful support zone back at 31,200. We can see the weekly also get a nice bounce here from this level at 36,239. And we begin to zoom in here on the weekly. I'll even move this one up right there to that line there, where these 4-week candles all had a bit of a nice support zone at about 37,400. And then this area that is now becoming resistance, we'll call at about 43,000. Okay. So Bitcoin now has a support zone at 37.4 and resistance, you know, and we could call its own spot now resistance. It technically is resistance for itself now, you know, but doesn't really line up with any resistance. Just on the 5-day it did though, right? On the 5-day chart, it matched these pretty close right here. Yeah, right here. It matched these two candle bodies closing. So it's 5-day resistance. Swing. We look at the moving average. As long as we stay above the 200 SMA, we're good to go. And this is good. This is a healthy pullback. I mean, how green? You can't go up forever. Like we went up basically for, I mean, that's euphoria. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 5-day candles to the upside. And that's 40 days of loveliness. And then only 3 red candles. And the ones that were red barely were red. They didn't get a lot of red traction. They were just sideways really, except for these two together combined. I mean, amazing, right? MACD is getting extended. It's telling you, hey, I mean, we've had a nice run. RSI is getting extended. You know, stochastic. We're away from the 21-day moving average. It's been a wonderful run. What we can hope for is just a smaller pullback. Like, see, and that's what people don't understand how price action teaches you. The bear's in control. The bear's in control. Bear's in control. Bears less. More lateral, you know what I mean? Like here they have the bears are totally in control. And so you can see how the bears were defeated through all of this behavior here visually. You know, I can talk about how I called the weekly bullish divergence. It's strong on the 5-day too. And we looked at this and I was able to call a bottom here. I looked at this on charts all around the world, everybody, from gold to silver to Tesla, you name it. And every single time, 100% of the time, I'm talking 100%, when I saw bullish divergence on the weekly, it was a bottom for that asset. And it usually was like once every 7 years. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mech C. Shout out to Jason Casper in the house. God bless you, brother. Shout out to Sean Inferno, Fit for Business, and everybody here on the live. So the 5-day chart and the way I trade is you come back to the 21-day moving average. So you're going to come back to the 21. That's just what's going to happen. It has to happen. It's just the way it is. Once I came to terms with this, I realized everything was going to be okay in trading. But it was hard. For years, it was hard because once I knew this, there was so many times where I knew an asset was going to retrace, but in my heart, I didn't want it to retrace. But now I'm a logical guy. I trade on logic only, and I don't trade on my emotions. You know what I mean? And so it is what it is, right? Wow, this shirt, something about this shirt, right? It makes my arms look like I'm not that big, really, but I look like a gorilla. No, I'm just... Shout out to everybody here on the live. But taking a look at this flag here, I do work out though, and I love feeling good, and I love taking care of my body. All right, and I want to look good until I'm 50 years old. You know, I'm gonna eat steak and vegetables tonight. That's what I'm gonna feed my family. I'm excited. We're gonna have like broccoli and steak, and I always say, you know, eat as much as you can of one ingredient. It's this, you know, and again, I'm not a nutritionist. My dad's mother was though. So I'm looking for some type of pullback. And it looks like it could take, you know, that many 5-day candles, right? That could take, you know, as long as this one took. Or this, you know. So, and I could take a shift here, hold this down. We can get a look at this. That could be 60 days, you know. That could take till the end of January into February. And it'd be nice to get that anticipational pullback into the halving. And then altcoins could just be flying off as Bitcoin just kind of, people just really don't, you know, watch it kind of sideways, go, you know, not too much, you know, and it will just act like an asset ready to go. And then it will also be a beautiful Sammy Cup and Hattie to the upside. Eric Lindros all the way for the 5-hole, right? So if you were a kid like me, Eric was the man. I was into skateboarding though. It was all about Chad Muska for me. You know what I mean? They were like, Chad Muska was my hero when I was a kid. A few months back, I watched a documentary about Muska, and I remembered he was he was the biggest, he was a big deal, man. Skateboarding got really big when I was a kid. I was born in 83, so in the 90s, I was 7, 8, 9 years old, and I started skateboarding in like 1994, and it was crazy, you know. Anyway, so there's a pullback coming for Bitcoin, likely something like of this nature. This would be the best case scenario, really. Worst case scenario is we come down here, we lose these levels, and like we break back inside. It's all about this, you know. You don't want to break inside. You don't want to come back inside this diagonal trend line. You lose this diagonal trend line, oh my goodness, you will see me kind of go, oh no, that's not, you know, we're finding some other low then at one point, you know, and that we'll cross that chicken bridge when it happens. All right. For now, we'll just keep that chicken bridge away. A chicken bridge is a little bridge. All right. I just made that up. I don't know what a chicken bridge is, but we'll cross that chicken when the time happens. All right. Christian Hosseini was incredible. Yeah. You weren't a Tony Hawk fan? No, I really wasn't. You know, he was kind of before my time. He had already gotten pretty big by the time I got in. You know what I mean? So I was more, and I was a street skater. He was more vert at the time. And I was into street skating. I grew up in the city. I was urban. So I was into like, you know, Day One Song. Like Day One Song was my man. Anyone remember Day One Song? I mean, dude was, come on, man. Anyway, Eric Costin. I wore Eric Costin. Eric Costin was like, I wanted to be Eric Costin as a kid. Like, I thought he was the coolest dude in the world. So moving forward, taking a look at this here. This is a falling wedge for Bitcoin. So, you know, and this is likely what we're going to see happen for BTC. All right, because it's too far away from the 21 day. Now, we could still get a pump and pull the 21 away. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. Price action can do whatever it wants. 3-day chart's resetting too. And let's just let the 3-day chart reset. So like what is supposed to happen is happening, in my humble opinion. Beautiful run. Everything played out nicely. Bearish div on the daily starting to show its signs, you know. What is bearish divergence? If you're new to the channel or new to trading, you're going to take a low or a high to a swing high. And you're going to identify that. And a swing high is identified by a valley. Poignant place where price points out. You know, funny. Poignant place where price points out. Say that 10 times fast. You know, but it's like you can see prices poignantly pointed out here, comes right down, you know, it sticks out. So it's a swing high to a swing high, pull up. And then you can use different indicators from the MACD to the RSI to other things too as well. I use the RSI because it's the most, you know, clear. And there's clear bearish divergence here on Bitcoin. Okay? That bearish divergence tells me that we're going to have to get some type of pullback for BTC. Once I understand that, I find the impulse, which to me is this wick here. And then I find the area where we've gone to, and I pull a Fibonacci, and I look for a Fibonacci retracement area. And that area to me is about 38,006. You know what I mean? Possibly only 40K, but it tells me that we could revisit. And, you know, Bitcoin loves to come and retest. So, like, it's just telling me that the $38,000 is on the table here for Bitcoin. We're only $3,000 away. This thing can move a lot faster than you realize. Shout out to Jan Lennertz. Hey, Sammy, you changed my vision in trading in the markets. You're a perfect example for people and a great father. God bless your family. Tao, please. That is the nicest super chat I've ever seen. I mean, one of them. I've seen many nice ones, but God bless you today. Thank you, John, we love you. And let's celebrate your first super chat on the live stream. Amazing. So nice of you to do that. And dear Lord, thank you so much for people to be this nice to me and send me super chats. I'm super grateful for everything you brought into my life. I know I lost my mom, but I'm grateful for the time you gave me with her, and you gave me her on Thanksgiving. She was able to pass basically in our arms. Like, you know, we held her as she passed. Like, there's no regrets. There's no closure. There's no lack of closure there. I wish I lived longer with her. That's all. She was so amazing. But thank you for all the beautiful people on the live stream that really make it worth my while and make it happen. You know, amen. Remember, I do see Bitcoin continuing to the downside here. Don't get it twisted. The 1 hour wants to continue down, and we're looking for the move further to 40K. And we got a big order down here too, right? Head and shoulder pattern wanting to break down. Just kind of, wanted to, So the daily now, right? And the daily could get a bounce. Look, it's attempting to right now. And you would expect it. I mean, it wouldn't be crazy if we did something like this, and we might do something like this. And we might make a beautiful ascending triangle and then bounce on out of here, right? Anything could happen. I'm open-minded to this too as well, and I call this the twisted sister. It would make more sense and be better off in a way if we did come back and hit the retest, because that just solidifies the move that Bitcoin had, and it gives you the strength. Shout out to the 1,064 people on the live, 463 souls. God bless you, beautiful people, for being here. Thank you so much for jumping on in. What a lovely place to be with all you awesome people every single day. These 2 hours heal me, make me feel great, and I get to talk about the knowledge and things that I'm looking at. You all share knowledge. We learn about new coins together. We go on deep dives together. I feel like we go on a journey every single live stream. A bunch of the live streams have been simply like I've gone somewhere. Like I end the live stream and I can't believe what happened on the live. Sometimes it's been funny. We've had jokes throughout the night that we just never thought we would have. Sometimes it's been insane. We've seen price action for Bitcoin that we never thought we would see. We've seen pumps, dumps. I've called like 1 minute cup and handles that have reversed. We've seen. This channel. We've lived through it all. We've lived through the amazing movements to the upside, all the way when Bitcoin was at $6,000. I was calling for 20K Bitcoin, and we got all the way to 20K. And then the dump all the way from 69,000, and then we called the bottom, and we showed you different ways to find the trend. We flipped the charts upside down. It's just the amount of maturity I've grown through as a person, as a trader, the amount of charts we've gone through together. I just want to say thank you to everybody. As the year ends, I get very sentimental on 12/12/23 today. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you, every single person that calls themselves a lifer, everyone that walks down the street today, and you think of me once a day, or I'm in your mind. May God bless you. Thank you so much. You've made me just over the hills with joy. I never thought I was going to achieve, I always did want to achieve greatness, and I put my mind to it, but to really go through the motions and to be able to share it with each and every one of you. And, when I lose both of my parents, to realize I have a broader family that God has provided for me, that is all children of God that have all come to this live and have met me. And it lets me realize it builds my faith. And when it builds my faith, it helps me not to tear up, and it helps me to believe in the unseen. And so indirectly, each and every one of you makes me a more faithful man to my quest to God, makes me a better man, and helps me achieve my dreams and my goals. It's like an internal circle. So I really appreciate you all more than you would ever know. And I thank you all more than you would ever know. And I could never truly express my entire gratitude to everyone here on this live. But thank you from the bottom of my heart. So Bitcoin on the daily looks like there could be more downside too as well, right? We have a 786. We could squeak up right here and say, okay, we got a 786 right there. And that could make sense too as well, all right? But I like to take that wick really from that beginning impulse to the upside. Could say, though, you came up and down and kind of hit a fib retracement there. All right, so I'll take the wick there because you didn't get one there, all right? And that gives us a 786 retracement right kind of where we think we would retrace to, 38,484. 657, 38,657, an area I would be looking at, and then the golden pocket, which is 39.9, okay? Moving forward to the 4-hour time frame, and you can see, like, we have some, it's attempting to do its thing, but honestly, RSI could go lower. There's no bullish div yet, really. You want a strong bullish div, and it's looking pretty messy to me, and you can see that there's clear resistance on the 4-hour right here. Resistance got back above resistance now, and that's going to be at about $42,070, 42K. And I said that this morning. I said, if you don't get back above 40K, expect more downside, period, right? Expect more downside. And then the moving average is curving. Once you lose the 200 SMA on the 1 hour, you're just very likely to go to the 200 SMA on the 4-hour time frame. It's just such a likely thing that's going to happen. It's almost a guarantee. So it just tells me that we're going to see 38,000, 40K somewhere, probably today. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a bigger drop to the downside. And people are going to sell their Bitcoin and freak out, and some people are going to sell their Bitcoin for altcoins. Just what's going to happen. This is the actual falling wedge that we're in right now, if this is the actual pattern here. Now, it could break out. The bullish scenario is we get some type of break above here, and then we channel sideways. And that turns us into an ascending triangle. And we you know, and the Santa rally kicks back on, and we're on our way to 50K, right? Either way, I'm super excited about both. This way, we get more Bitcoin at a less expensive price. They don't seem to be wanting to do that. Retail doesn't seem to be getting any love. So in my mind, it's likely that we may not get these lows, and we may, you know what I mean? Bitcoin never seems to give people what they want. So what do I see happening? What's my prediction for the day? I'm more bearish because we're unable to get above key levels. You see? But only time will tell. Only time will tell. Right now, let's see if the 15-minute and the 7, they've got pounded and they held the key level, right? So look, they use this as support and resistance right here, and they bounce from it. High volume node, a little node stuck out. If you can somehow turn this into an inverted head and shoulder, I would play the right shoulder for a long to the upside. Until then, I'm short. You know what I mean? Even if you come up and bearishly retest and come back down. Unless I see some type of inverted head and shoulder, you know. Technically, some type of double bottom here. But it's weak. You know. But technically, a bit of a double bottom off the zone. We did hold the key level. But it's only temporary. In my mind, you're making a bear flag on the 7. Or you already made a bear flag, you know, and you got this on the 1 minute. You're just bearishly retesting. And look, I mean, you got a head and shoulder pattern now. So I'm bear city on Bitcoin right now all the way to like 40K, you know, and possibly 38,000. All right. So watch your stops on your altcoins. Depending on the alts, I mean, some altcoins just don't seem to care, right? And that's when you go here, and you can even just look in the last hour. Like Aptos don't care, you know. BitTorrent still hot. FTT continuing to do some gains. And I was looking at this token. I kept talking about it. And I don't care, you know, the emotion about FTT and all that. I trade it. If it looks good and the setup looks good, I trade it. Immutable X continues to bang on them. Does not care. Algo in a better spot. HNT with the big news and ripping, you know, Atom in the driver's seat right now. We talked about that at the beginning of the stream. That was the, you know, I put that out to the trading group. Render still looking pretty nice, you know, and I talked about Render making some gains in the last 24 hours, up 3%. So there's still coins that really don't care. All right. They really don't care. Fear and Greed is at 74. You'd think that would be a lot higher at this point. And Bitcoin attempting to get a bit of a bounce now back to the upside. It is in a falling wedge. You know, you got low, you know, you got, but I just, you know, to me, the 1 minute doesn't look good. All right. Look, and now it's getting a bounce to the upside. Head and shoulder, and they're going to flatten the shorts possibly, right? The Stokes weren't curving yet either, so I always wait for the Stokes to curve. That's one of my steps, but still, though, I mean, that's just like, you know, defied the right shoulder quickly. Say it was like a little flag. Nice short squeeze to the upside for Bitcoin now. They got some liquidity right here at 41,520. And a little bit at 540 now. They're building a little more right now. You're likely to pump all the way to the 200 SMA, right? I guess the divergence was weak, but it's all right, I guess, you know. Could look at it like this. It was that right shoulder the whole time, but no, that's a smaller one. I'm still super bearish. I mean, if you can't get back above 41.5, I mean, there's no reason to even get hype. And then it's 42K must be revisited, you know what I mean? So I remain super bearish for Bitcoin, you know. Sad to say, not a fan of what's going down. It's attempting to make an ascending triangle now. That's the pattern you're in on the 1 minute. And remember, they're 50-50. They could go either way. They're not always bullish patterns. That's what they're bilateral patterns. And they go the base of the back, you know. If you extend this. When things are bearish, they tend to be more bearish. Like they tend to move with the trend a little more, you know. So I see this as dumpage. But anything is possible. But I remain bearish for Bitcoin. And my targets remain the same. 40,000, right? I don't swing around, you know, 39.9, 40K. Possibly a stop over there at what, 40,005, where there's a bit of a... So, I remain bearish on Bitcoin to 40,005, all right? Okay. Yep. Okay, let's take a look at NEAR. Just talked about NEAR again. As long as NEAR can hold this trend line, I'm bullish on NEAR doing some parabolic things. Only thing is, could be a shoulder head and a right shoulder. Watch out for that. Always have bull scenarios in your mind. Never be full bull, full bear. You know what I mean? Of course, you want to see something more bullish than bearish. You know what I mean? But, you know, take your time. And again, what altcoins like the most is when Bitcoin goes sideways. Right? But there you go. Look, drop into the downside, just like I just said. Right? I did say this is 50-50, but it's bear. I'm bearish. I don't even want to put this out because, like, I never, you know, I'm bearish. I've been bearish. Now you're praying for a double bottom if you're in some type of long or something. But, and once we lose this level, I mean, there's a nice gap down for Bitcoin. And don't say we didn't go over it and act like it was, you know, it was a shock, because it can't be a shock. Let's talk about the fan funding today and break it down for each and every one of you that jumped on into the live. We have Paper Toast. God bless you, Paper Toast. And that's the 5th super chat on a live stream. Thank you, Paper Toast. We have $0 Giro. Can you drop the link for last Saturday's trading group? Oh, yeah, we'll take a look at that. Sorry. I remember you saying that before. Here, you can hit cryptolifer.com. Go to MEXC to register, or hit this link to do the... All right, Key Insight weekly screen. I love this. This is a weekly newsletter. This will blow your mind. This newsletter is absolutely amazing. It's so in-depth, it's so deep, and it has so much amazing information that'll absolutely take you to another level. Just by putting in your email and hitting opt-in and I agree, we give you so much value. It blows my mind, honestly. I show up every single day. My team pushes so hard to really make it happen. And, you know, that unity between me and my team is strong, right? And there's the dip to the downside. All right. Double top M pattern, really. Look, it double topped that resistance. Beautiful dump. And there you go. I mean, and we've been short. I've called short in my trading group when we were up here. All right. Just to make it, you know, so since this morning now, we are in the money on the short to the downside. All right. 41,263 continuing to dump on BTC. And we getting red on BONK. Everything's getting red. The whole market likes to get red when Bitcoin dumps. It just is what it is. Might be a massive dump right now, too. I may regret that 5K buy. I may want to kind of hone it on it. You know, we'll see. It was risky. It was risky. Can BONK hold it down in the pain? You know, why are people selling off their BONK when Bitcoin's dumping? Like, what's the point? They're like panic selling BONK, but you know, you're always like, no, don't do that, right? Stop doing that. Anyway, let's take a look at what you guys are saying here in the chat. And I want to take a look at the DXY. Remember, the DXY was looking bullish, all right? There was a chance it was going to get some type of bullish move. We didn't want that. We had some key levels we were going to watch it. So, look, we're watching the 4-hour. We wanted to make an M pattern here and break to the downside. All right, you do not want to see a break up here. That's your measured move if it could break on out. All right. So far, that's good. It hit resistance and it made an M, which to me tells me that maybe it won't go to that place, right? But we'll have to watch it and stay open-minded. We want to see that the dollar never gets back above resistance and that falls further to the downside, period. Right? There's actually two kind of little levels here. But that's a beautiful M. The M should take us back down to this level. However, we're getting somewhat oversold on the 4. Yeah, the 1 hour looks good too for the break to the downside so far. So bearish on the dollar and Bitcoin. I like it. You know, at least, you know, I don't want to see the dollar pump as Bitcoin dumps too. If we're going to dump together. If we're going to go down, we're taking you down $2. And but you know what I mean? It's a funny idea, but I don't like to see the dollar take advantage, right? And there's 185 to the downside. I'm telling you, bear city. When I call bear, it's bear, right? When I call bull, we're bull, man. Very accurate ideas here when trading, all right? And you can kind of see it. When you lose support or resistance consistently and the Stokes are curving down, it's bearish. When the 1 hour Stokes were curving down here, I was bearish, right? I'm still calm. You know, this first level we need to come hit is 40,005, and then it's 39,99999, 40K, right? And we're about to breach this line and start the bigger drop to the downside. And the sell-off will happen. I mean, we're going to hit the stops and liquidate the longs. That's just what happens. It is what it is. Okay. Also, you have people that played possibly the shoulder head, this right shoulder, and there's a bunch of stops right here that are about to get liquidated. They almost kind of double bottom it too, enough to maybe entice some people, you know. And then they might make this bigger double bottom and then get these stops here when this makes a double bottom, right? Double bottoms work, but you got to pay attention to what's happening. And you want to look at liquidity. And where are you against liquidity? Meaning, where are the biggest orders and where are you positioned? You know, are the biggest orders below you? Like, are you somewhere here and are the biggest orders there? I mean, that's called a squeeze. And so 40,005 to 40,000 is so likely. And those are the two levels that I have mapped out. I didn't even need to look at BOOKMAP. Whoever trades BOOKMAP trades support and resistance. I mean, it's an old tale. As long as time, as long as trading, you know, this is how people trade. That's why when you don't respect support or resistance, you will get eaten alive. I'm telling you right now. At the end of the day, I don't care how many indicators you use. I don't care what you're looking at. You must respect support and resistance. Period. You know, period. All right. And look, that thing is gone. And now we could look for our next possible, you know, bear flag. May even go down even further. This is when you need the smaller time frames to track what's happening to Bitcoin and watch the dump happen as it happens. Okay. Now, I still was, you know, making kind of a joke today on the live stream when I made my thumbnail, right? Bitcoin is losing this fast, and people think it's like support and resistance. I mean, it is right now, but I'm talking about supply. You know, despite the dump today and, you know, price action coming down, I mean, Bitcoin is losing fast. It's losing fast. It's losing supply. More and more people are stacking their Bitcoin, and it's getting taken off exchanges. Years from now, you're going to look back at these times and be like, wow, right? But massive dump for Bitcoin. Here we go, right? We want 40K and we want it now, you know, but at least 40,005. And it even broke the possible double bottom. And we knew, you know, look at it. Isn't that crazy? But we knew. How do we know? With about 90% accuracy, the indicators that I use tell me what's likely going to happen to the price action. And all I have to do is listen to them and not be emotional. And I'll be correct, right? Come on down, baby. Come on down. Come on down. Now you're looking for some type of bullish div to save the day here on like a 1 minute, you know. And we're really not getting it yet. MACD does want to take a chance. You're oversold in the stochastics, but to me, not strong enough. 30-second has a little bit of bullish divvy right there that could try to make you break back up. And now you need a reversal pattern of some type. You know, it's kind of an Adam and Eve. I'll even look at the 5-second chart, which is crazy, but you got some bullish div on the 5-second. It's attempting to, you know, this swings up, this swings down, you know, but it's only as strong as the support and resistance. You now definitely have resistance right there, right? I don't want to like lose that key area that I put down for whatever reason, but so nice little reversal, bit of a, you know, that would be a, you know, a not, now they're squeezing the longs. Like they're trying to liquidate a couple, you know, or shorts. They're trying to liquidate shorts now, late shorts to the party. It's a vicious day to trade now. I mean, they're going to go after a lot of liquidations. You know, that's what they do. Remember, when moving averages get tight and you're inside of a tight pennant, you're going to pump. If it's the other way, you're going to dump. Same idea. If the 200's above you it's down. If the 2-1's below you, it's more up. All right. And don't get too caught up in the smaller time frames. You know, I'm bearish. This is bear city. I got more downside coming, in my humble opinion. All right. I'm going to get rid of this crazy work on the 30-second for now. But I see more downside. At least 40,005, maybe even lower. You know, I got 40,008. I got 40,005. And then I got 40K. Right. And those are the three levels that I'm looking for. There's what I'd be taking profits in the short. Right. What I plan to do is guide you every single day to price action. You know, if I see bearishness, I'm going to call it out. If I see bullishness, if you're in my trading group this morning, you got a video update. And this is why people love my trading group. I give you a video update every single morning and every single night for Bitcoin. And I know that what I look at and how I look at price action is pretty accurate. And so because of that,
more likely we break to the downside. Because the 1 hour doesn't look too good. Let's see what the 7 minute can do. Let's see if the 7 minute can get it. Now, if the 7 minute, all right, and because you can't get above pretty resistance, you might as well, you know, stay short until Bitcoin can show you that it can get above resistance. You know, just take the charts the way the charts give you. They're telling you what they're doing. They're saying, hey, I can't get above this resistance zone. And then we look at liquidity. We have some 470, all right? And because you can't get above pretty resistance, you might as well, you know, stay short until Bitcoin can show you that it can get above resistance. You know, just take the charts the way the charts give you. They're telling you what they're doing. They're saying, hey, I can't get above this resistance zone. Yep. And then we look at liquidity. We have some liquidity up or down, but definitely more liquidity to the downside, all the way down to 4179. And then that bigger order. Yeah, there is some nice liquidity right here too, though, at 42,500. But look at all the big orders are down here at 39, 40K. Yep. The most liquidity is down there at 40,000. So BOOKMAP does suggest that we go lower too as well, you know, based on how much liquidity is below us. So that's my update for Bitcoin. We got to get back above 42K. You know, can this inverted, it is kind of, it's a shoulder head and a right shoulder. It technically should break to the upside, but let's see if we can get above the local resistance on the 7 first. Get that confirmation. See if the 15-minute can get back above its 200 SMA, and that would change the story for the day. If we stay resistance here, then we're coming back down to 39,600. All right.
Well, and I was, throughout the video, if you just hear me out, I'm just like, I'm short. You know, I don't see a reason to switch back long. Like, I have to switch long for confirmation. Like right now, we now have resistance for Bitcoin at 41,437. If we can't get back above that, like, why would I switch long? Like, there's just no reason to switch long. You know what I mean? Like, it has to give me confirmation to switch long. There has to be a reason, something that I'm seeing to switch it long. Like, it just, right? A little bit of bullish div now. Again, but you can feel the sell pressure for Bitcoin. And, you know, some people are going to sell off for some altcoins. Some altcoins are still hot. So it's an interesting day, you know. Watching the DXY consolidate. We'd like to see it make a right shoulder here and dump down. But we're watching the DXY consolidate. Let's take a look at the ES1. Just kind of humor myself. So the S&P is having more of a bullish day. Up 0.4%, you know, somewhat even. And breaking out. Nice little flag there that it broke out of, curving. Still bullish. Remember, I called this move to the upside out of this flag way back. And I've been long. Remember, I called a long on the S&P way back. Way back. I believe I actually have it in the groups. Right here, I called this cup and handle, and I called a long on the S&P right here. I gave it to you on my weekly macro analysis. Showed you the stop loss and everything and the bigger target headed up there. And so far, I mean, this was a massive move. And that's amazing. I mean, it's been blasting up ever since that call right here. And I found the divergence, the falling wedge. Look at that. Sammy cup and handy to the upside. S&P blasting above resistance right now. And that can now become support for the S&P, which is a really good sign. Turn that off. It's a lot of crazy work, but I kept it because it helped me see what was going to happen to price action. And so far, it was spot on. You know, gotta love how the gaps in regular trading, it's just so fun, right? Like, what is this? Like, It's like a broadening wedge or something. That's what I have to look at it like. Or like it fell out and broke back inside the pattern. I don't know, man. It's a mess. 15-minute to try to take a look at what's happening. I made a bit of a diamond. I got to call that a diamond pattern, which is a reversal. Yeah, that'll be somewhat of a diamond and would reverse back down. It's the only thing I could really make sense of this right now. Crazy. Dump down and pump right back up. So, and remember, tomorrow is the CME, right? There's a 98% chance they're not going to raise rates. They got the gap. We have, not the CME, but this is CME watch. So tomorrow's the Fed meeting, December 13th. All right. And they're likely to keep the rates exactly the same, which to me is super bullish for Bitcoin. I don't know why we wouldn't be bullish. We're speculating, but it is baked in. I think a lot of people know this already, and it is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. So now we look for the next bear flag and just continue this party further to the downside. To the next target, which is nicely at 40,800. All right? And this is the channel that will track Bitcoin live for you from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. every day when the biggest moves happen to. Remember, the biggest moves happen from 10:45 to about 11:30 for Bitcoin. All right, that's that. That music just had some background noise there. You notice that? And like, I couldn't tell if it was me or this. I'm pretty sure it was the song, but I wanted to make sure. All right. And look at the gains here in the trading group just today alone too. Live on the screen on December 10th, live at 11 p.m. I'm showing you TIA. Likely to break a move out of this flag to the upside. It did boom up 42% 2 days later. Atom was getting really tight in the zone. I put an alert right there. Once I did the alert, this thing was gone for 23. Even came down and pumped up again with the Bitcoin dip. Did not care. We talked about Mint Layer, and then Token Metrics even made a video about it, so people knew about it. There was heavy sentiment. I put this, nice channel right there. It boomed up 84% on Mint Layer. And AVAX, I saw it even out. I called up for 35. This thing boomed all the way up even more, 64% gains. Bang, bang, bang. Injector protocol was tight in the channel. Eventually would blast to the target. Insane. Ray hit the exactly hit the target and then blasted. Ray, we knew was going to move because Solana, and people were using Ray to get into Solana. Pretty crazy. So, injector protocol, that was just beautiful. Boom. Anyway, KLS, and then we even have all the elite traders. Immutable X pumping to the upside. They had Akita. They had Coinily, which came back down into the retracement and then pumped up 17%. Oh, that was my Fibonacci retracement. Anyway, insane gains in the trading group. And, who cares what we've done? Let's make more gains for you. Let's teach you every single day what's happening in the trading group, all right? And teach you how to make it. So right now, is Bitcoin going to pump back to the upside? I say highly unlikely based on the high stochastics, but anything is possible. MACD is attempting it. Well, we want to see it just make kind of more of a bear flag here and then continue further to the downside. The trend is not your friend right now, or the trend is your friend if you're shorting the market, right? Let's rework Bitcoin on another chart, like the MEXC chart right now. And let's just see if I can see something bullish, right? And fight against my bearish bias right now. Because right now I have a bearish bias, okay? I'm seeing the chart bearishly. That's how I'm seeing it. Is there any way I could see it differently? Well, there's a chance that that's a shoulder ahead and a bit of a right shoulder, and we make a big move out of here to the upside. We hold this low, right? And we don't break this low. And we actually make a low, a high, and a higher low. There's a chance. And this is some type of inverted head and shoulder that makes a bowl, and then we break on out. We get through the gap, and we recover, and we act like this never happened. And on the bigger time frame, what that looks like, right? This is just a bullish scenario. What that looks like is something like we said before, like something cool like this. And we get a nice bounce. This daily candle gets more full, or next few days, and we go sideways here for Bitcoin and get a nice consolidation. What's interesting is we would be looking for hidden bullish divergence, and right now we're starting to get the beginnings of what that would look like. We might even have it. You technically have it. I mean, that's swing down and that's swinging up. I mean, technically that's hidden bullish divergence. It tells us that the trend should continue to the upside. We should break the high above this high. And then we could start to get a reversal to the upside here. It's interesting. It makes me want to buy a little more BTC. All right. I go to spot. I buy a little more Bitcoin just because that's bullish divvy on BTC. And just continuing stashing some Bitcoin, buy $750 worth. And I bought more yesterday. I bought more this morning. I bought more. I've been just gobbling up. Every time there's a red day, I'm buying more BTC, right? So this is a possible scenario. It really is. And that's why, so we're going to watch the key levels here and see, you know, can you hold this level? Can you hold 40,000? What level here do we really want to hold there? It's kind of, yeah, we wouldn't want to go below that wick again. We really would want to start, we'd want to start making our move back to the upside around now. Like we would have to basically retrace around now. We got to stop making lower lows and make a move. So this would have to shoulder head. You got to, we need a reversal pattern. Bitcoin has to show us that it can get the reversal. Okay. That's what we're looking for right now. Otherwise, I see more downside. Now, I'd take some profits. That's a good short. Short was beautiful since this morning at about like, I don't know, 9 a.m., 8:30. That's a beautiful short. You can't beat that short. All right. You can see price at a standstill right now, just kind of sitting. Also, price action tends to, like right now, I'm surprised it's not as flat. Usually it's flatter whenever we have CME, like the watch tool's telling us what's going to happen and we're looking at what's going to happen with the Fed the next day. Whenever I see this, price action likes to go flat. Like, you know, yes, we have some volatility here and there, but for the most part, we'll get some, you know, the volatility will come the day of the meeting, you know, and we'll cover Fed meeting today, and we'll talk about that as well and break it down for you, right? I'm also live on BookMap today from 1 to 2 o'clock. Can't wait to see you over there if you want to jump on into the BookMap live stream on BookMap's actual YouTube channel, which we'll put a link here just to show you what I'm talking about. All right. You go here, you type in BookMap, and there it is right there. They're actually live right now with Bruce. Bruce is the man, one of the nicest people you ever meet. Super smart dude, super amazing. But yeah, I'll be live here on this channel. Okay. And I'll be live from 1 to 2 o'clock today. All right. And what I discuss is order flow, and I talk about Bitcoin, right? I even have the S&P futures now, so I might dabble in some S&P. We're just going to talk about order flow, how to trade it. We'll look at smaller time frames. I make live trades too, you know. So if I'm in the mood to do it, I'll make a live trade and we'll have fun. So check that out. If that's something you're excited about, I live stream again today. And that's the thing, man. I live stream a lot. Once you start to see my schedule, you'll see it's pretty crazy. But check me out on BookMap if you have the chance. Okay. And everybody, if you want to join the trading group and see the gains that we just made and understand what's happening, you want to short when we short, long when we long, understand what's happening to Bitcoin, get those 2 video updates every single day to kind of keep you going and keep you privy to what's happening. And I don't know if it's like my browser today. I think it was. But CryptoLifer.com, check it out. Join today, join today, join today. We make it easy. Get the education you deserve. I have like a $2,000 to $3,000 class. Most people would charge you for free. A bunch of videos ready to go. Shortcuts to TradingView and more. Everything you would need at your fingertips. And just a group of people that are full of love and really there to support you. And everyone has the same goal. To change their lives, find the best coins, make the best decisions, and not make the mistakes they made in the last bull run. Not hold to the end of time and, you know, pay attention, you know, take profits, learn how to take profits, learn what buying and selling means, understanding, you know, how to get in and out and why, and just perfecting your trading style with a group of people that want to see you succeed. Okay. So that's like the hope. I mean, this is hopeful, but I remain bearish because Bitcoin now is finding lower resistances. Now it lost this POC here on the 1 minute. Expect more downside. I'm looking for 40,800, and I'm looking for us to break 41K. Okay. Now, I showed you the bullish scenario because I'm open-minded, and that could be, but it's more likely we probably come down and test the key areas and, the Fibonacci's that we pulled and, the areas that we're looking at when we zoom out here. And so far, so good. We've been moving to the downside as suggested for Bitcoin. Okay. 4 hour attempting, what would be great. Look, the 4 hour could double bottom here too. At 40,500. We could get a nice double bottom there on the 4 hour time frame. It's not the worst thing in the world. This is actually a pretty good pullback. And this is healthy. You want pullbacks. Everyone always freaks out when it's red. It's like, but you can't get green without you can't have, look, it can't go all the way green. If it was just all the way green, then how could we sell to somebody? Everyone would just be buying. There'd be no, I guess you could sell to the buy. But you know what I mean? It wouldn't play out over time. You need some pullback and price action. You need pullback and price action. And when price action moves fast, the smaller time frames give you the most clarity. I don't want to be trading the 1 minute, but I trade the 1 minute because it's giving me the most information at the time. I look at it kind of like a speedometer, or even like a speed test when you're trying to see how fast something's moving. With your eyes, you can kind of 10 miles, 20. Once it goes too fast, you need an actual meter. It's kind of like that in a way. Like you can figure out what's happening on the 1 hour just looking at it. But once price action starts to kind of move really quick, you're going to be naked on the 1 hour in the 15, and you're going to have to zoom into the smaller time frames to actually see what's happening. You know what I mean? It forces you. Like I never wanted to trade the 30-second per se. I got forced into doing it over time. At time, I eventually started doing it because it made sense. I said, I get so much information here when I look at it this way. Shout out to the super chats. We got Algo, and let's talk about the fan funding here and everybody that threw down on the trade. $56.51 in chat revenue. We got Jan starting it off. God bless you and your family. Want to look at Tao that just continues to rip faces off. Kyle Verrill, thank you so much, Sam, for everything. God bless you. God bless you for the 199 pound. SFUND, when you get a chance. Thank you, sir. It's been hot, talked about, and it's going to rip. We'll talk about that. Bufflink, can you look at my lady? I'm up 3x. Love your call. Shout out to my man Bufflink, banging on him to the upside. I appreciate your work and your willingness to help. God bless Mark Preston. We love you. And good morning, Sam. Will you please take a look at SATS USDT and give some thoughts on the price levels? Amazing super chats. Oh, wow. DV, good morning. MUBI, please. Oh, look at MUBI. What I got out of it, it continued to pump. Crypto Scarface, CGI, my man. Alyssa, and shout out to third super chat for Alyssa on the screen share. On the screen, on the weekly, I said screen share, on the live stream. I do screen shares, I do live stream. Will Sandbox hit all-time high again? I really, truly believe it will. If that's the only thing I have to do for that, I believe it definitely will, for sure. I think it'll go to $10, maybe even $12, because we're going to get more money in the market, right? Please check out CGI. Update algo, please. Okay, so we have a lot to look at. We have a lot to break down. It's 11:33, and let's get it in. Let's get it in. First, let's see what happened to the poll and how many, we had 852 votes. That's a lot of votes. And I said, if you had to, what coin would you sell all your Bitcoin for? And from AGIX to Caspa to Solana to ADA, it was a battle between Solana and ADA. It's still a battle right now. Solana holding by a percentage right there, which is interesting. And honestly, if I had to make a call between all these two, Caspa could be, you never know. It's a smaller coin. It may not be the, AGIX too. They're both somewhat risky. Solana's a little more of a safer bet and is the one right now. I kind of feel like it's the least risky. Cardano probably could make gains, but I believe you'll make more money with Solana. But you never know. That they may not be true too. We may get some. We can get a $5 Cardano and get a 10x. I mean, that's about what you probably get with Solana too. And Solana's kind of more guaranteed. So I guess it's already shown that it can get hypey. You can say Rock. It got 0.5 like you said. What next? Yo, can you check Rock? It got 0.5 like you said. What next? Wow, thank you. ROC, Rock, ROCKI. A ROCKI, I think there was an I there that I can't see from the yellow. The yellow's bugging me out. I love that though. Thank you for the super chat. God bless you. So we got to take a look at the super chats here. And what I do is I grab them and I paste them in a conversation with my assistant. You know what? I like to even just paste them to the group sometimes because they may just be, I don't know, because some of them may be a little like, when they're hot, sometimes they're all hot coins, and I'm like, you know what? We all should look at these. Okay, thank you so much for the super chats. If you're new to the channel, I go over Bitcoin exclusively for a long time, attempting to figure out exactly what's going to happen and sticking kind of to what I see. I still see this as a bit of a bear flag here, breaking to the downside, but we'll, only time will tell. Okay, first super chat is Algo Rand. All right, but once I go over Bitcoin, I usually look at the DXY, the total market cap, Bitcoin dominance. We take a look at the overall market, break it down if needed. Today, it's kind of a Tuesday. We've looked at all those things on Sunday night. We looked at them on Monday. We've broken them down. All right. And so now I do super chats, and we just kind of go over the coins now and break down if we see anything possible, moving. So take a look at Algo. Algo had a beautiful pump out this flag to the upside. We talked about it. You can see Algo was finally going to get its move from 13 cents to 20 cents. I got into Algo at 30 cents, right? And then I honestly didn't DCA in any of it. I bought other coins, but I still hold the bag. So we'll see what happens when it finally gets back to its levels, right? I might throw $500 in just to pad the buy, the buy. I believe it can get to $5 a coin in the next run. And even though I'm not like a huge fan of Algo, I'm not saying it can't do it. I think every coin's going to do numbers, right? I really like what Algo's about to do, though. It's looking beautiful, okay? And think about it. A lot of coins have had their day. This coin's lagging. I love a lagging coin in a big market because I'm not saying it's an easier play, but for me, it gives me a higher chance of a win because it's like, well, everything else pumped, but this one hasn't. You know what I mean? So, and remember, we do see Bitcoin bearishly breaking down. There it goes, out the flag to the downside. And now you're hoping for the double bottom at 41, but I'm looking for 40,800 for Bitcoin, and I'm sticking to it. And see, I don't flip-flop around. I stick to what I'm saying. So I see Algo getting tight in the channel. And honestly, that's all I want to see it do. I'd watch Algorand for a bigger move to the upside. Looking very, very nice. Tight moving averages. 1 hour looking lovely. 4 hour also in a pretty good spot. 22 coming down. The daily a little overbought. So even though the small time frames look okay, I got to watch them. That's why I put the alert there. I got to watch that go sideways there. So I wanted to put it out to the group, but I feel like I got to wait it out on my own. And when I see something of more high probability, but I like what I'm seeing for Algo so far. All right. Reminds me of Rio that I put out yesterday. Just want to kind of check up on it and see how it's doing. Bottom of the channel. That's where I like to get down. Rio, R-I-O, Realio, right? Real world assets. Okay. And, tokenizing real world assets, making it happen. That's the big thing. That's going to change lives. 100% gains possibly coming out of RIO. And I've been watching this closely. And now it could lose coming down and, anything could happen. But so far it's been consolidating nicely and doing what it's supposed to do. I'll be watching it. I don't own any yet. But, in the next couple of hours, I may be sinking my teeth in to this coin for a little bit. Realio. All right. And if we got sideways Bitcoin price action, it would be the best for the altcoins for today. And some coins just really, as long as Bitcoin just kind of slowly goes down, it looks like they're going to be okay with it. Let's take a look at CGI, right? Which is the name so many coins would love to have. Okay. CGI. Now, I don't know what CGI is. Are we talking about Canadian General Investments? Or are we talking about a coin? Let's see if we can find it here on CoinMarketCap. CGI. Elon. CGI, right? No, I can't touch this. No. I don't know what it is, and I could be hitting at the wrong one. I'm sorry, but I got to move on. I appreciate the super chat greatly. I love you for it, and thank you, but I'm going to move on. I know you asked twice, but maybe you could elaborate on the coin, and I'll try to look at it in the chat if I get a chance to see it. I may not see what you're saying, but I hope I do. I just don't want to be held to Gala coin, sir. CGI, a coin on Gala. All right. Can you get it for ADA here? I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know enough about it, man. You're going to have to do a deeper dive for me, you know, and I could do that deep dive, but just not today on this live, you know, because I don't know what I'm going to find or what, you know. Let's take a look at MUBI multi-bit at 8 cents. I got into this super early, too. I was in somewhere down in here, maybe 6 cents or something like that. $82 million market cap. It's on MEXC MUBI. We're going to take a look at it. It's the first ever dual-sided bridge designed for easy cross-network transfers between BRC20 and ERC20. Through promoting unmatched liquidity for these tokens, multi-bit heightens cross-chain interoperability. Our mission is simple: to foster increased liquidity and accessibility of BRC and ERC20. I mean, it's kind of a needed thing. Rubik does a really good job. A lot of people don't know about Rubik. I don't get paid by them, but we should make some type of introduction between me and the Rubik team. Cross-chain technological aggregator and up to 15,000 tokens. You know, 60 plus blockchains, 30 bridges, 60 dexes. I mean, you can do so much with Rubik, from chain to chain, Matic to Phantom, Phantom to Matic, BSG, you know, back to, you know, everything, all over the board. So pretty interesting. Rubik. And I haven't looked at the coin in a long time. I wonder if it's done some damage recently. We'll take a look at Rubik. And this is just on my, you know, things just come off on my crazy brain, just out of nowhere. It talks about $24 million market cap. Wow, it's been sideways, but it pumped up, and now it's consolidating pretty nicely. Look at that, 33333333. Crazy contract address, right? It's got an Arbitrum address, and again, that deck screener. I just want to humor myself and take a look at the chart for a second. I'm super chatting myself, if that's okay. I'm like, hey, Lifer, can you look at this coin, Rubik? Sure, Lifer, anything you need, buddy. Thanks, Lifer, you're the man. I just love this project, and I've used it many times, and it's got me out of so many jams, and it's so nice that not, you know, you have a bunch of money in one chain, and you don't want to have to go to the exchange and do all that. You know, you're ready to rock, and you take advantage of that. You know, it's crazy because there's enough going on right now with just the exchanges to think now we're going to start running into dexes and throwing money. It's going to get out of control. Baby FRONK is listing on multiple exchanges at a high rate of pace, similar to Baby Doge, but better burn mechanism. Plan zero burn. Still low market cap, better meme coin. Thoughts? I would stay away from it, even if it does 100x, man. But thank you so much for your 10th super chat, and we really appreciate it. Yeah. God bless you. Yeah. But you do you, man. If you like it, you get in there. You know, you go run on in there. You know. I'm risky enough trading BONK, and I'm not saying I don't trade memes. Okay? I do trade. I traded Pepe. I still own Pepe. I trade some other things. I'm speculative on some other on some other assets. And look at that. I mean, beautiful move to the downside with the pump back up. That's what you're looking for. And now you could have a slanted shoulder, head, and a right shoulder possibly that could break on out. This could be the ticket out to the upside here for Bitcoin. All right. Whatever is shilling ADA ecosystem. Do hunt next. You're funny. Good morning, Sam from Chicago. You still think FitFi and Stargate still going to run? I don't think anything. I look at the charts. Who knows what I think? Yeah, I don't think, man. I mean, I have a brain and I use it to assess the charts, but I don't think what's going to happen. I just, I look at the probability of what's likely going to happen on the charts, and I take that probability. Is the probability high or low? I don't know. We'd have to look at them again from the last time I looked at them. All right. Seems like people selling SOL for AVAX. A little bit, right? AVAX is hot right now, and it's the ecosystem that, you know, people want a piece of AVAX. Took a bit of a hard dump though. It was doing damage. Hit the target, my first target. I wanted that second target. Hit the first target at about 42. Got sold off hard in the last 8 hours. Okay. But still doing damage, looking pretty nice. What now we're looking for is like what I'm showing you, is this idea. You need some hidden bullish divergence. That will tell you that we're going to make a bit of a, you know, some type of trend. You know, there's a chance Bitcoin does bounce here and things start to get kind of crazy. If Bitcoin bounces here, it's going to show a lot of strength. A lot of strength, right? So that bullet scenario could be playing out. Now, I'll show you, we know what has to happen on the smaller time frames for this to occur. And we'll be watching it. That's why I'm stuck on the 1 minute. Like, as cool as, can we get above the 200 SMA on the 1? Can this act as a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder to the upside? It should. I mean, now you do have a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. You got a neckline. You got a 68% chance you're breaking to the upside right here. And we liquidate the shorts now, all the late shorts that jumped in too late. There's a bunch of stop losses to liquidate them. Then we build above the 200 SMA, and then can we get above resistance at 41.5 too? 562. If we can't get above 41,560, expect more downside. If you come up here and you play games and then we're going to make this a bigger bear flag, look for the bearish tone, and then continue further down. And honestly, to me, it's still pretty bearish, right? Still something like this going on. Yeah, it gives me about the same area there. So let's see, can this inverted head and shoulder save the day? A slanted inverted head and shoulder for Bitcoin and get us back above the zone. Or do we squiggly wiggly through here and then continue further down to the next target at 40,800? Which is highly likely. BOOKMAP also has a bowl of liquidity below us, and that's where the most liquidity is, telling us that we likely go down here and eat. That's where the food is. That's where it's time to eat. All right. Okay, let's take a look at MUBI, which has been a while since I looked at this coin. I was in it. MUBI. Shout out to the 1,086 people here on the live. Are you having a good time? Am I keeping you entertained? Is the show going well for you? Put a 1 if you like the show and you like what you're seeing. All right. Put a 2 if you need more, if it's just not enough. Like you need me to take my tie off or something. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to make you laugh. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Look at MUBI. So we got in somewhere down here, 4, right? Yeah. And that thing is just mooning ever since. Nice call. After hours investing, banging on them to the upside. My man does not stop. And then look, it had an Adam and Eve double bottom right here. And they're just absolutely beautiful. And now, yeah, I like what I'm seeing. Could almost make a bigger channel, like something like this now. And that could be a bigger move. MUBI looks like it does need to come on down and make some type of flag, something going on before its bigger move to the upside. But overall, still looking pretty bullish. And if it consolidates nicely here, I could see a bigger move for MUBI. 15 coming is the next target for MUBI. Let's take a look at ROCKI. So look at that. ROCKI went exactly where it was supposed to. Dipped a little bit out of the pattern, but I'm not perfect. I'm a projectionist, right? But, I mean, we had it. And we saw it was going to go right to that target. It hit exactly the target. So insane. So crazy, right? I do this all the time. Team, if you could find this and take the screenshot from here and there, I know that's kind of tough to do. But if you could, you'd be all-stars. Lakochi or anyone. And then 96% gains, because we went over this on the live. And actually, we could even reset the original just so it's... Hold on. I just like to be 100%, you know. It did dip a little bit, but, you know, the stop loss would have been lower than there. Yeah, looking at 116 right to the target, too, for ROCKI. Bit of the shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. Looks a lot like Jitto before Jitto got the pump to the upside. JTO, right? Boom. Solana making a nice dump down, back down. I remember when it pumped there, I said we were going to watch it inside of this. Let's take a look here on Solana. And you want to look at the bigger time frames when you're taking a look at what's happening, right? And you want to assess, like you have to like breathe in, breathe out. Like what happened here? Solana was just $20. It went on a massive rally all the way to about 77. Okay. You can see this is where it had wicks and its next resistance was coming for it at about $80, right? It got really far above a resistance too, and it went pretty high, Okay. Now it's above the 200 SMA on the 5-day chart. I talk about that being very bullish for a bigger move to the upside. Even if we pull back. So just remember, always go back to that 5-day and look at the 200 SMA. As long as you're above that, bullish. Very bullish sign. Okay. Very bullish sign. We could even put like we got a bit of a support zone right here with a high volume node sitting at about 58. Okay. So that's now kind of on the board. We can think about that. And, you know, we just need to come back. Just kind of very similar to what Bitcoin's going to do, right? We had the beautiful pump. Could you say we're just going to make a giant rising wedge? We could. And could that mean we're going to just go parabolic here? There's a chance. But we don't need to even do that. We could just make this little flag, even come further down, and then still pump to the upside. Both look somewhat bullish to me. As long as we stay above this point of control at $57, $60, $58, that's important to me. Let's watch this daily reset and see if Solana can hold 57. If not, you know, we're looking at some more downside, you know, and we would pull a fib. And I would expect it to at least tussle with 57. I mean, if it's got so much up and down movement though, and that's a lot of support. But then we would see what we would look for 43, you know, and that would be the golden pocket with some up and down price action. Okay. But not until, you know. So this is a healthy pullback after massive pumpage to the upside and some bearish div on the daily. We had bearish div everywhere. It was on Bitcoin. It was on the whole market, right? So pullback. You have to remember though, right now, people don't have a lot of places to go to put their money. And the dollar is not giving people the safest haven in the world. My mouse fell off. The dollar's not giving people the most safe haven in the world. That's the only thing about the stand-up desk. Your mouse can fall off the edge sometimes. I got to get like a better mouse guard. I got a mouse guard, but it's only at the top. I could use the side, you know. It slides. Sometimes it can slide off. At any rate. So we got the pump. You know, honestly, I wanted the pump to 163, and we got so close to my targets. Unbelievable. Like, we talked about these pumps happening. We called them out. They all happened as planned. And again, same scenario here. The only thing was, you can see here, we just got above the 200 SMA on the total market cap. Very bullish. It's very unlikely we just break right below the 200 SMA on the 5-day. So to me, this is a load up. Like, this is good. Like, and you know what's funny? There's a lot of fear. The market's been pumping amazing. Bitcoin's at 41,000, and all it takes is a couple red candles to get people freaking out again. We were just at 35,000 just a week ago. You know what I mean? So we want some sideways price action here for total. All price action comes on up. Now, that's not amazing, but what we want Bitcoin to go sideways and the altcoins to go up. Or Bitcoin to get sold off while the altcoins go up to keep the market sideways. But we don't want money to really leave the ecosystem. So we want to go sideways. We don't want money to leave the ecosystem. We're okay with money leaving some Bitcoin, going into alts, back and forth a little bit. And that's kind of what's happening now. We're getting some dump into Bitcoin into AVAX, some Solana into AVAX, some Solana back into Bitcoin. And it seems to be there's kind of some movement going around. And this is what the whales have to do. They have to kind of play these games. Okay? They have to play these games. Now, total market cap goes... Now, if it loses this, fine. It can happen. I'm not saying everything I say has to happen. I'm the end all. I'm just saying I'm a good... You know, the parameters that I set are good to live by because we can see, okay, if we do break that, we do have to be bullish or bearish. If we don't, and it's based on years of knowledge, so I'm not just spewing nonsense. Oh, this was a red line, and I watched one guy's video, and now I'm talking. And that's not how I do it, okay? As long as we stay above this 200 SMA on the 5-day chart, we're good to go, okay? We are good to go. And in the bullish sense of the world. Also, see how we lost this high volume node? We're still in a gap. In my humble opinion, we still didn't come back. You know, we still have to come. We're still in a gap here. So it's still more likely we follow through to the gap. We get above this resistance and we get to $1.7 trillion. So, you know, I'm bullish as long as the entire market stays above this 200 SMA. And as long as Bitcoin stays above, you know, we even try to extend it. But as long as we stay above this diagonal trend line. But really, the 200 SMA on the 5-day chart. If we lose the 200 SMA on the 5-day chart, okay, I'll begin to kind of really start to say, hey, we need to be careful here. Watch the 3-day too. And you can see these pumps in these other coins are really keeping the total market cap pretty healthy. And so far, we have a green candle on the 3 days. It's attempting to hold on. even with the reset. And we'd love a reset in sideways price action for the 3-day, while we then catch up to the 21-day moving average. These two time frames, the 3-day and the 5-day, are really going to be my key to unlocking this market and knowing what's likely going to happen. And I can see it, and I've done it before, and I'll do it again, right? And God bless everyone that's been with me throughout these times. SAITAMA Inu. Is that SATA chain? SATA chain? SAITAMA? Is that really what we're talking about? I don't know. That thing looks horrible, but it's in a cup and handle. Maybe it could move. It's oversold in the daily. And I'm out. I love the super chats, but some ones I don't like. Yeah, I don't know. If I ain't feeling it, I ain't feeling it, right? So we talked about BitTensor. And remember, I got into this thing when it was $60 and $70. I think one of my last buys, 60, 70, and $80, and then it was gone. I mean, the thing has done a 4x since then. Unbelievable. And, I mean, wow. So, resistance, got above, used it as support twice, bounced. So, and then I had this kind of flag that it did break from. You know, I mean, the target is sitting all the way at what, 446, with 41 as the bigger target. All right, now I'll take this away for now. And it's just, so far it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's consolidating. It's staying tight. As long as it does this, I don't see why this thing won't continue to 481. So I'm watching it stay above the previous resistance, go sideways, and yeah, falling wedge. And this thing really doesn't care. It's been doing its own thing, and it likely will continue to do so. All right. The biggest gain we're looking for is about 55% from where it's at, which is kind of lackluster from all the pumpage that it's had, but it's good enough, you know. Bitcoin going sideways right now, which is okay. Making a shoulder ahead and a little mini inverted head and shoulder there. You see? But still below resistance and not able to get back above 41,427, which is going to be a key area that we want to see Bitcoin get back above. It's SATA chain, STC. Thank you for saying that. We appreciate that. STC. Not seeing it yet still, though. Let's do that deep dive real quick. SATA chain, STC, 1616, $72 million market cap. We got an Ethereum address in a Binance Smart Chain. It's on Bitmart, BitGet, PancakeSwap. All right, CoinEx. It's got a little bit of a buzz going. Let's take a look at what's happening here for this coin. Shout out to all the beautiful people on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Please hit the like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. Also, if you want to jump in and where we trade, you want to find the coins where we trade them, we're trading them on MEXC. All right, MEXC is the place to be. Link in the description, and we highlight it in the comment section here so you can easily find it right there. Also, I have a beautiful newsletter that comes out every single week. Jump into that newsletter. It'll blow your mind. For the value that you give me, we give you value back, and my team really puts it all the way in. I got to push the punch into that value, man. So every single time you show up, you put your name into this email address and you opt in, we're going to make sure we give you some amazing, amazing value, just like we do on the stream every single day. Imagine what we do when we're sitting there giving you our thoughts and our processes, all right? This thing came up, came down. I don't know what it is. It looks pretty rug pulley. I'm going to move on. Again, it could be a new coin with the hotness. Let's read about it a little bit. Market cap 71 million, pretty big. Part of Evolution SAITAMA chain will have 0% transaction fees, fostering a seamless, cost-effective user experience. For transaction via ETH and BSC, a minimal 2% fee will be applicable, which is half what it was before. A community that works for the company, or rather a company that works for the community, who asked about the new coin. The strategic move is not merely about rebranding, it's a transformative journey. I don't know, man. I'm moving on. I'm not about it. I love you, and I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but I'm all set. I'm all set, okay? And I could be wrong. Watch this thing pump and do 100x tomorrow. I don't know. It just doesn't fit my show, my parameter, when I'm going for it, right? Talked about CETA5 breaking out around this area here at 229, and it did that and continued to the upside on some amazingness And Alex Becker pushes this, talks about it. So does Elio. I mean, they get a lot of views. You have to only, I mean, you gotta buy the speculation. I mean, it is what it is. Now it's flagging out, and I wouldn't be surprised if 2-3 weeks from now, this thing is pumped to 616. Now, this is, basically like a pad. You get certain levels of this, and then you get invited to, and then you can make some good money on these pads. Pads are going to be big. AI pad, BSE pad. There's a lot of pads out there, and they're not done yet. They just don't start to incubate until the right time when the market really starts to rip. So I'm watching SFUND, but it's likely that we're going to see a 69% gain for SFUND back to $6. I mean, we were just looking at this thing when it was down here at 60 cents. It's done a 6x since then. This market has been out of control. And what I see too is a lot of the coins aren't giving it back. They're slowly maintaining their pumpage back to the upside, which is a beautiful sign. Bitcoin now holding 41,340, just so you know. Don't want you to think we forgot about bitty Bitcoin. I'm watching it right now, always. Right above me, I'm glancing and taking a look. We should have a little cam with a bookmap at all times, like a bookmap cam, right? We could have it just kind of, it might be distracting for you though. I see SFUND continuing to the upside with a target of $6.16. Ladies, which is a meme coin that got some love from none other than Elon Musk. All right. And ever since then, it's had a little bit more of a buzz. Look, I saw it going parabolic to the upside out of this rising wedge. It did that and then continued to pump. Ladies has been on a bit of a tear recently. Up about 198% since December 6th. I mean, in basically under a week, about a week's time, it has 2x'd. You look at the bigger, I mean, this is a meme coin, it's high risk, but it consolidated, and then it actually pumped out of the consolidation, which is interesting, just like a regular coin should. Meme acting like a regular coin. Who would have thought, right? Very overbought on the 2-day chart. I would expect some type of pullback now coming, and I'd be taking profits, definitely. Too high for me. Come back down to the 21-day moving average, and we'll talk about that in a second once we kind of reassess. Smaller time frames say it wants to continue to boom, and maybe it will. I don't know. These are meme coins. They get hot and crazy. But at one point, a bigger pullback has to happen. Could be a scalp here. Wow. Could be a possible 30% scalp. You never know. Hello? Are you okay? Did you say my name? Oh my God, are you okay? Okay. I'm almost done, my love. My wife is pregnant. Just so everybody knows, my wife is pregnant. So look, it broke out of this beautiful ascending triangle, retested to the top. It could continue for 30% more gains. But at one point on the bigger time frames, it looks like it has to pull back. But I'd watch this little flag of a ladies. See if we get above this secondary resistance here. 10, 8, 22. Put my glasses right down here this morning. Don't know where I put them. So interesting. All I was like, I'm going to keep them right here so I don't I lose them, and then they're not there when I wake up. I drove by the glass store today, and I was like, I should just buy 2 pairs and have them all over the place. Let's take a look at sats on KuCoin. All right. Huge pump to the upside. Now it's in a rounded top flag. Not my favorite thing. Overbought in the stochastics. Just got to revisit the 21-day moving average, so I would look for it to do something of that nature. It'd be cool if you do get a 618 fib retracement on top of that, but you may just get a 21-day touch. If it's hot, it will continue to the upside. I don't know what's going on with it or why I got such a quick pump. But just be careful. Probably a low cap, smaller coin on KuCoin. I'd wait for it to consolidate a little more and touch this white line, the 21-day moving average, before anything could happen. All right. And we went over this coin, ROCKI. Yeah. It hit for gains. I mean, the 1 hour says it could continue. So like, I'd have to put it in this kind of rising wedge like so, and say that it may be able to pump more. once the Stokes cook out on that 1 hour time frame and get over about like the 4 hour, tells me we're a little, I'd be taking some profits on this personally. But wow, it's been ripping. We were looking at it back there. Yeah, up 13x. This is crazy. Since when I first started looking at it, up 100x from that first pennant that we put out. ROCKI banging on them to the upside. Unbelievable. Craziness. And I'll find 100 more coins today that make me happy. And I put out so many coins recently too that looked interesting to me. So like this coin, I could tell is brewing for a big move, right? It's low cab. It probably has, it's got a lot of wicks to it. I don't know how much volume it's getting. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it started to, you can see it coiling up. Like when things are bullish, it's not that hard to tell what's going to continue to the upside and what's not, I don't know what METO is. I don't even know if we can find it here. Metafluence, $1.39 million market cap. Gate.io pancake swap. Enables influencers to monetize their social media power and creativity in the metaverse. As social media is transitioning, it's got a great idea. It's the name of the city in the metaverse in which is ruled by the SM influencers. Influencers' homes, meta huts, are the main architectural elements of the city. Has no website yet, right? I was about to say, does it even... How many people know about it? They probably did that pay-to-play, metaverse. When did they last tweet? December 7th was their pinned message. It's the 12th. 5 hours ago. Welcome to the third episode. Topic is digital. Interesting. That's a cool idea. Will it ever make it to there? Join the social metaverse. Build a environment. Download for Windows. Interesting. Metafluence. What if it really takes off? I can actually download it. See, now I'm like kind of, okay, get the land, get the hut, get the experience. I might buy the coin and start building in here just for fun, right? And then the coin might go up. So I could see the coin going up in value because people, if I'll download that and look at it. If that download works and I really like it and it's interesting, there's a chance this coin starts to continue to go up, right? Because people are going to use it. That's very interesting to me. We may have found a gem here. I don't know. No guarantees. But METO, MTO, Metafluence, your metaverse influencer land, right? Let's see how it interacts. Let's see how they do. And let's see how good their service really is. Like, how good is that metaverse land? Do I want to hang out? Does it lag? Do I really like the graphics? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But write this down. There's a newbie. And 61% gains possibly coming out of METO. 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 All right. METO. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Let me just double check. I didn't skip any super chats. ETH, Illuvium, and SQUIDGROW. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum, Illuvium, and SQUIDGROW before I jump on out of here for the day. All right. And, before I get dressed in the morning, I have no idea what I'm going to put on. 90% of the time, only 10% of the time do I put out my outfit the night before. But most of the time, I do not. All right. Most of the time, I just kind of whip it up at the last second. And today, I just looked at the red shirt, grabbed this tie. I was like, it looks cool. And I was like, damn, I'm going to need a blue vest. And bang, here we are, right? And it's kind of cool. It's cool to have the gray shirt with the dark, the light with the light. Yeah. Yesterday I was in the beige, right? I was in the beige jacket, teacher jacket with the yellow tie. It was just, and the checkered blue shirt. Just ridiculous, right? I always saw people dress like that. I guess I always wanted to dress like that. I just didn't know until now. You know what I mean? But it's funny. I like going places and seeing people, and they're like, There's that guy again, you know. Resistance. You know, if Ethereum breaks back inside this resistance, I could see it falling back down. Again, is ETH above the 5-day 200 SMA? That's something we want to take a look at. No, see, it's struggling with it. It didn't get above it yet. We got to see ETH get back above that. If not, it's getting rejected. And it's telling us that Ethereum needs to come back down for whatever reason. And you have to remember, too, people get into ETH. It makes a little bit of a pump. They can make some money. They want to start buying some altcoins and some other stuff. So, like, as fun as ETH is, people do sell it off to get into other coins. So Ethereum right now looks like it's going to break back inside the pattern. Almost looks like it never left. Like this trend line's still holding it down. That makes the most sense to me, personally. And it's going to come back down to the bottom of the channel. And it may even lose some dominance to Bitcoin right here. But I see ETH pulling back to the 21-day moving average. And I do see the dominant altcoin getting a pullback. All right. The lowest point I see it coming back down is 1750 for Ethereum. And I know people are gasping right now, right? But again, that is what it is. Let's take a look at the 3-day 200 SMA. Yeah, down there, you know. So this makes sense to me. You know, this makes a lot of sense to me. And we're getting rejected by the 50-day, the 5-day 200 SMA. We couldn't get above it. And so if we flip that in the next couple of days and this candle closes green, I'll change my whole scenario and we'll be bullish again. That's going to be the on and off switch for bullishness. But right now, I see a pullback for Ethereum. I really do. I really do. And this is like a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder with a measured move to the downside. Once you breach that, yeah, I see a pullback for ETH. Unless we can get this miracle bounce in the market like I saw for Bitcoin, right? And it can change the narrative here. Only time will tell. You know, I'm more bearish than bullish, and so far we're starting to fall further down and head on down. Head on down. So it is what it is. All right. It is what it is. Good buying opportunity for Bitcoin. All right. Can I hit the soul chart, please? I'm late, and you already did it, I think. No, I got to bounce. I appreciate it, though. And I love you for coming back, but I literally am on my way out. I'm going to be late soon for my life. Let's take a look here. And my wife, she sounds like she just needs some help, so I want to help her out. My wife is pregnant. I don't want to be too rude. So Illuvium, I got in on the lows down here, right? 40, 30, 35, whatever. And this thing continued to rip all the way to a high of 122. Got sold off a little bit back down, but look at the Adam and Eve double bottom to the upside for Illuvium doing damage. I'm going to look at it on a bigger chart, like on the Binance chart where it has the most information. But look, it did what it was supposed to do. Adam and Eve double bottom to the upside. Hit the target. All right. Now you can see this rounded top, right? Usually not the best idea. Markets are looking kind of funky, I'll be honest. Like, a little bit of bullish div. Take a look at our daily. And I mean, you're really far away from the 200 SMA. I mean, right? You got pulled away. Also, the 3-day chart. The only good thing you have is you're above the 3-day. Can you stay above the 200 SMA on the 3-day chart? That's the key. You see? If you can stay above this, if you can kind of go sideways here and then get a move on. Honestly, this has been getting sold off for a few days now. Like, this has been way redder way before Bitcoin, which is good. I like that. That offset and bearishness, because when this gets a move, it'll take some of the money, back into the market cap, and we'll get that cycle. So we really want to see that we don't go lower than this key support and resistance at 92. We got to hold that. We lose that, then this thing could drop down to 75 and even lower. We save that, you get a pump. Also, you want to stay above the 200 SMA on the 3-day chart. I'm in this right now, so I would like to see that stay. I'm in it long term, though. I'm not willing to kind of sell it. I'm going to hold it for at least a year at least. All right. SQUIDGROW. What was that thing? For wrapped ETH? The thing looks like it's down in the dumps. Can I move on? That looks like a rug pull. All right. And that will be the last super chat of the day, everybody. And I'm going to jump on out of here, if I may. Be so kind. 914 people on the live. May God bless each and every one of you. SQUIDGROW, yeah, that thing is down to the dumps, man. I wouldn't touch that thing. Not with a 10-foot pole. All right. Yeah. Total 3 completely misses most of the low cap alts. Not accurate to what the market is, in my opinion. I like that you said that. That's interesting. 100%. That's some good insight. Right? Let's hope for a 10-cent CASPA. I mean, that would be amazing. Right? We could really load up on more CASP. Looks like CASPA is starting to make that fall further to the downside, though. All right? Because it follows Bitcoin so closely. All right? And now that's got a bit of the Adam and Eve double top. You can see it double top. What Bitcoins are like to do is they come back down to their 200 SMAs. They're 21s, actually. So, like, yeah, look at Cat. And wow, it's got like a very strange. It's just the market structure is just really weird. It almost makes me think we'll get a bounce, you know, but only time will tell. For me, no, it's more like this. Fake out, broke back inside, broke down. You know, that makes the most sense to me. It looks the most. And back to the 21-day moving average. And in the last few days, you've seen Casper, we were trying to stay inside this. Faked out, got high. 15 again, came back down, retested, broke down. Casper. Yeah, somewhere 10.5 cents looks likely to me for Caspa. Some type of falling wedge like this. Still doesn't look amazing, though. No more super chats, but you asked for DOMI, and because I like the coin, I'll take a look at it. So it's looking strong. It's still in the flag. Nothing has really changed for DOMI. Still looks pretty interesting. Compared to what's happening in the rest of the market, DOMI looks good. Right? And look, it's getting tighter in the zone. That's a little flag right there. So far, so good for DOMI. It looks like it's getting ready for a massive move for 161% gain. Thank you for putting DOMI back on our radar. And I appreciate you. And that's why I did the super chat, because you never know. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. I love you all. You can, you will. You are the best. We're going to make it through no matter what. The ups and the downs. And have no fear. The lifers are here, baby. Have a great day. That was corny, but it's true, though. We're going to make it through no matter what. We're not taking days off. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the live stream. I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. Be safe. Have a great day. God bless. (1 p.m. 1 to 2. 1 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. 1 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. 40 minutes. I'll be back.